welcome to a special edition of Colac Herald Sports Match, where we welcome back Lachie Cowlishaw into the seat after a bit of an absence. Loch, good to be back in the chair, mate.
It's excellent to be back in. Yep. You know, we need the quality players back in. You guys have been doing a pretty good job, but when you got the quality there, why not use him? And it's great to be back. Alex.
Yeah, Ben Martin taking a bit of a break. He's had a pretty good season so far, but I don't know where he's at.
Yeah, I think is he on a bit of a romantic holiday away in New Zealand? Perhaps?
Well, we won't jump to conclusions, but there's a lot of rumour that that's the case.
A lot of talk.
Yeah, good on you, Ben. if you're watching out there.
Now, let's get stuck into the Colac Tigers footy action. Alex, of course, you did the report, spoke to Paul Lynch on the weekend, and what happened there?
Yeah, Tigers had an impressive 103-point win against North Shore, which is a much-needed percentage booster with the tightness of the competition so far this year. Jake McGuan booted a game-high 7 goals to bring up his 50th for the season, and he received ample support from Caden Newton, who booted 5, and Kane Smart, who got 4 as well in the 2014 134 to 47-31 victory. Micah Buchanan continued his strong form, had a solid month with another best on ground performance. So yeah, Paul Lynch was pretty pleased with his players after Saturday. What happened in netball? Yeah, in the netball, the Tigers also got a win, just their 3rd win of the season, the Colac Tigers netball. They defeated North Shore as well, 67-21. So that was a pretty big win for the Colac girls. 9th on the ladder now, but 2 wins from their past 4 games. So they're starting to build a little bit of momentum. Riley Stevens was best on court after coming on in the second quarter, while Gabby Renetz scored 44 goals and Maddie Allen had 23. So a big game this weekend against Geelong West St Peters. Now let's get stuck into the Colac District footy. Of course, I did the reports on the weekend. We had round 11 games. Finals getting closer, starting to get a bit more exciting, and it's nice and tight in the top 5 in the Colac District footy. In the feature game, Wirra Biak produced a come-from-behind win against the Western Eagles. They trailed at quarter-time, half-time, three-quarter-time by a point. Wow. But they booted 4 last quarter goals to 1 to win the match 10-13-73 to 8-9-57. Kane Newcomb was outstanding for the Bombers. He put in a best on ground performance. Sam Barrow and Darcy McKellum booted 2 goals each for Wirra Biak, while Eamon Johnson kicked 2 goals for the Eagles. So that's a good win for the Bombers. Keeps them in touch with the top 5. They're just 2 games outside that top 5 now. In the other games, Elvie continued its impressive form with a 13-8 86 to 7-9-51 win against Apollo Bay. Liam McGuan dominated for the Swans. He's having a really good run of form, while Casey McDonald kicked 5 snags for the Hawks. Birregurra cruised to a 62-point win against Otway Districts at Birregurra. Josh Weatherhead, he was the standing captain, young fella, and he was the Saints' best player in the 11-10 76 to 2-2-14 victory. South Colac kept its hold on second spot on the ladder, but there are 4 teams on 7 wins from 2 down to 5. It was an 11-5 71 to 8-9-57 win against Forest. The Lions, they were a bit undisciplined by our reports, and they wasted a few chances to score at the end of the game, but South Spearhead Ben Cox got the job done with 3 goals. And finally, an undermanned Simpson, top of the ladder Simpson, they played bottom of the ladder Lawn, and they won as expected 10-6-66 to 7-3-45. A much tougher game than expected though. It was a battle of top versus bottom, as I said, but Lawn was pretty brave all day. They just couldn't get the job done. Tigers big man Corey Bolsh was the best of Simpson's players. Now let's get stuck into the rest of the Colac District Netball to finish off with Alex. Yeah, a couple of exciting games in Colac District Netball, Lock, but none more important sort of in the context of 2 teams' season. With Simpson, they have a 2-game advantage at 3rd spot after a thrilling 3-goal win against 4th placed Lawn at the weekend. So a very important match between those 2 sides. The Tigers got over the Dolphins by 31 to 28. Their best was Ashley Cronin, their skipper, who had a strong game, while Paige Mason and Georgie Rook also had great games for the Tigers, while Lawn Brooke Hutchings, their new recruit, continues to play strong games in defence, while Karen Heathcote had another good game as well. In goals, Carly Enticott, 22 goals, led the way for her team, while
Simpson's Jesse Hawkins scored 19. In other matches, Wirra caused a massive upset over Otway Districts to put a little bit of a dent in their finals aspirations. For the Saints, Karen Hart came on in the second half and top scored with 13 goals and really turned the match for Wirra, while Jane Robertson had 19 goals for the Demons. Wirra's best was Simone Smith, while Otway District's Lydia Denny had another good game. In other matches, Apollo Bay were just too strong for a young Alvey side, winning 31-25. Cass Spears led from the front for the Hawks with 19 goals, and Alvey's Georgia Robinson scored 14, while Marley Coots in defence again stood strong against her young Alvey goalers, and Morgan Aldridge had a really good game for the Swans. She's on holiday in Bali, so hello Morgan. The Western Eagles 42 against Illawarra Beack 28. That was a good win for the Eagles. They're in that race for the finals alongside the Bombers, so they're just out of the 5 with percentage. For the Eagles, Hayley Fiddler top scored for the day with 27 goals, while Taylor Learson netted 17 for the Bombers. Jenny Fish, the veteran, had another good game in the mid-court, and Illawarra Beack legend Narelle Frith continued her strong season. And the final match, South Colac just too strong for Forest, winning 92-2. So a bit of a tough game for Forest, but look, all for them for getting a team out
Good
in the
to see
court.
her back in the
yeah,
comp.
that's it. Nicole Mitchell, 50 goals, led her team, while Nadine McNamara, obviously strong in defence, keeping the Lions to 2 goals. While for Forest, Melinda Bauer had a good game, and that wraps up our netball for the weekend.
And I'll take over from here, Alex. That actually wraps up the Colac Herald Sports Smash. What a great addition having me back on your YouTube screens. Thank you, Alex, of course, for your support. It is your show these days, and you've done well again. We will catch you next week for all the Colac District and Geelong Football League Colac Tigers action. For now, from us, it's goodbye.
Goodbye.